Right, just doing a quick little video for the Fatshark goggles, Teleporter V5. I'm going to upgrade, just do a little mod with the DVR. There's a lot of videos out at the moment for the DVR to record the video straight from the VTX, the video receiver, but there's none for the AV, so you can basically watch your recordings from the sort of modded DVR back through the goggles. But that's what I want to do now. I'll show you now. This is the Eachine Pro DVR, which I've already rigged up. This is by the way, this is a set of Teleporter V5s. These goggles initially comes a 1.3 gig receiver, and I had to get a transmitter for the drone, 1.3 gig transmitter, but I upgraded it to a 5.8, so there's a 5.8 in there, and here's the wire for the DVR, which does all the recording. But obviously if I want to play all the recordings back from the DVR itself, there was no way of doing it. There's plenty of videos on there saying how to make this upgrade so you can record your video, but there's not a lot of mod videos for you to play it back. So I thought I'd just, whilst I was doing it, I'll video it, and you can see how it's done. It's pretty straightforward. Just strip the goggles down. I've taken out this is the board where the AV normally plugs into, so this wire, which plugs into the Eachine, will actually be connected directly onto the pins on the back. The first two there, and one on the ground. It's quite easy to find the ground. I used the diagram for the actual manual for the teleporters and the AV in and out, and if you can see, you've got your ground, video, audio right and audio left. This is quite straightforward. So I've got a lead, the AV lead there, which has got the same on both ends. Pretty much straightforward. Plug in and use a multimeter to test the continuity between ground, video and one of the audios, which is what is on this lead here. So yeah, and just use any type of multimeter. I've just got this old fluke for testing the continuity. Once you've found that out, then you know exactly what pins to solder on the actual board here, which comes in two parts actually. There's the head tracker section that goes on the top. Just pull it all apart, take it out, and the good thing about it is it's hidden. So there'll be wires. There'll be these wires. They'll just run through and out, connected onto this plug. So it'll just come out of a hole which I've made on the side there, and go through and just be routed through the goggles and directly straight onto the board itself. But this won't cause any problems if you wanted to plug an AV lead straight in, because if you unplug it at the other end, then there's going to be no effect on the actual DVR itself. I find these pretty good. I think they record in D1, which for these goggles, which are QVGA 320-240, not very, they're the low end, bottom end Fatshark goggles. Like I say, Teleporter V5 camo, and they originally come in 1.3, which I've updated to 5.8. Right, let's get that started. Right, there's the board. 3 wires soldered on. You've got the video, which is the one there. Next to that is the audio, and the third one is the ground. It's pretty straightforward, and I think that applies to all the Fatshark goggles. I think this may be a common board, so they're pretty much all the same. This board, although you've got a plug there for the head tracker which goes through onto the other circuit board there. Right. That's the main AV connection going in. And the white one is the audio right, and the next one along is the audio left, and the ground is hidden away somewhere, but I connected to that like I did earlier on. Ground with a continuity on the multimeter just to make sure it's all grounded up. Now it's just a matter of putting it all back inside the goggles. That'll all sit in there. Once it's all put back together, and there's the plug there. Plug into the side of the DVR. I did notice one thing on the when I plugged it into the DVR, and I plugged into the end of the DVR and I switched the receiver on the goggles underneath. When you flick this switch over, you'll see it allows the input from the AVI, which will be this from the DVR. It lost the voltage because it totally must then switch off the video receiver, which is where I run the red to power the whole DVR itself. So now what I do is I just quickly open it up again and strap the positive on here, which goes to the back of the receiver, and strap that onto the switch. So when that is switched over, it's powered all the time, so it can just supply power basically to the DVR, and then you can use the menu system to watch it through the actual goggles, and I'll show that in a sec. Right, just had to make another change because I was powering the DVR on the receiver side, and when you switch over it jumps to take the input from the AV on the board down in there. To change the position from where the live is fed, so I just put it on the switch, which switches from the receiver, switch there, switches the receiver to the actual AV lead. So I just went on the centre there, you can see that. Just went on the centre, there's a positive there all the time, it switches over for the receiver and over for the AV. And yeah, basically now it's a put it back together again, and that should work. Right, now I've finished putting it all back together. DVR's on the top, and there's the AV wire plug, which is on the diagram for the U-sheen. It goes all the way around, connects into the AV socket. Basically the AV socket is there on the connectors that I showed earlier on in the video, and there's the switch underneath. Oh, no, switch is on this side, which switch from the antenna receiver video to go to the recorder, to the actual input or the video out from the recorder into the goggle. So if I switch that, if I plug this in, that'll power up. So we've got the red light on the video, and right, if I push and hold down the middle button on the DVR, I should get the menu system come up inside. And then you can scroll through all the videos that you watched. You can change the format and basically watch all the videos that you've recorded from your VTX on the drone. And that's that, really. Just a little bit of soldering required. Taking care not to damage any of the parts inside. But yeah, I mean, it's Teleporter V5 with DVR. QVGA 320 by 240, and then if you switch back, switch the switch back, that disappears. Back onto your video receiver. Right, for some reason when I was watching the video back it all worked fine, but then when I switched back to the receiver to receive the transmitter from the drone, the pictures from the drone, I was still getting the overlay from the eSheen video out. After a lot of messing about, I think it was mixing it all the time whether the switch on the receiver was switched on or off, so I don't think it made any difference. So I basically installed a switch which goes on the top there, and you just flick and turn the video off going into the thing, and it doesn't mix it anymore, which was kind of like a roundabout fix, but it seemed to do the trick. I'll finish the switch now. Basically that switches the video from the AV in, just basically turns it on and off with a wire running all the way through, which goes into this side on a eSheen Pro DVR. Basically that's the video in. I did change it slightly because it was mixing the video and there's no way I could stop it without looking at the schematics, which looked everywhere on the net, couldn't find the schematics anywhere, which is understandable for Fatshark, trying to keep their the way they design their circuits a bit of a secret, but they're probably around somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I just did that as a quick fix. Now when I switch the receiver off, switch off the video receiver, allows the AV to go in, and then just flick that and it's okay. You can see the DVR playing back through the goggles, and then you switch that off. Obviously switch the receiver back on, and that's that. And if you played it through and switched it on, you'd get both mixed together, the video from the eSheen and the video from the VTX of your drone coming through the receiver. So I'll just put that switch on which stops that, and there you go, that's it, done.